Welcome to Basic Salvation Brief number 5. By now, you know that I'm a sinner and a Bible student. You also know that I search for God's answers, not man's answers. At the end of brief number 4, we had established through Scripture that God wrote the Bible. We also noted a warning from God in 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 20, which says, knowing this first, that no prophecy of the Scripture is of any private interpretation. God is warning us to leave His holy word as He wrote it. Revelation chapter 22, verse 19 says, and if any man shall take away from the words of this book of prophecy, God shall take away his part out of the book of life, and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book. Today we are all under God's gospel of grace as given to the Apostle Paul. I hope that you remember me telling you in brief number 4 that Jesus was born a Jew and only preached the Jewish law, also known as the gospel of the kingdom. Romans chapter 15 verse 8 says, now I say that Jesus Christ was a minister of the circumcision for the truth of God, to confirm the promises made unto the fathers. For those of you who may not know, the Jews were referred to as the circumcision. According to that verse, Jesus was a minister of the circumcision to confirm the promises made to the fathers. What fathers? The fathers of the Jewish people, Abraham, Isaac, and Isaac's 12 sons. I think that this would be a good time to start discussing the Abrahamic covenant. After roughly 2,000 years of God relying on mankind to use the conscience that He gave them to make good decisions, God decided that man needed a set of laws and ordinances to follow, since they were failing miserably, using only their conscience. He also decided that He needed to start a chosen race of people to set an example for the rest of mankind by following His commandments. This chosen race of people would be known as the Jews. Genesis chapter 12 verse 1 says, now the Lord had said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country, and away from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show you. Just a note, in that verse he's referred to as Abram. God will later change his name to Abraham, thus the Abrahamic covenant that God made with him. Verse 2 says, and I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. In Exodus chapter 19, verse 5, God says, now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me, above all people, for all the earth is mine. Exodus 19, verse 6 continues, saying, and ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests, and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. Verse number 7 says, and Moses came down and called for the elders of the people, and laid before their faces all these words which the Lord commanded him. In the next brief, I'll explain the previous verses in context and explain why the Abrahamic covenant is essential in understanding the Bible. Until next time, I'm a sinner, and you've been briefed.